coming up. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Project Jude devlog. And this video is late and I apologize for that, but I had a busy week. Like genuinely it was busy. Like really busy. Yeah. So ever since I added a weapon into my game, all you samurai masters started spamming my comments on how inaccurate my katana was, how it was held, and how it worked. So after your weekly persistence, I decided to yeet that katana out the window, and instead make a new weapon. So I loaded up Blender and started modeling, and after about an hour, I ended up with this. And it looks kind of bad, so let's start again I guess. Oh, also look at this chonky cat. Chonk chonk. Now this is attempt number 2, and this time I was a little bit smarter because I went onto ArtStation to find some inspiration. Wow, that actually rhymed. Anyways, I spent another hour modeling and got this bad boy. Now before I show you the new weapon, BenQ reached out to me and sent me their new Monitor Light Screen Bar Plus, which is a lamp that attaches to any monitor and gives light to your desk. The cool thing about this is that it doesn't take up space because it sits on top of your monitor. Now the thing is, I'm a game developer, a YouTuber, and a gamer, so I sit in front of my PC a lot. Now because of this, I'm not gonna lie, my eyes hurt and they get very tired. But this lamp helps alleviate the strain on your eyes because you're not sitting in an empty, dark room anymore. And I know there is a lot of people who spend a lot of time in front of their computers where this can particularly come in handy. Now, did I mention this fits any monitor? I mean, literally any. It worked on my TV, on all my monitors, and even on my sister's iMac. Very epic. A few more cool things about this light is that you can change the brightness and temperature to whatever you wish. Now, do your eyes freaking hurt? Because mine do. But don't worry, this light has an auto-dimming feature, which is possible because of its built-in sensor. Now, that is just on another level of awesome. And what I think is the best part of this light is that it has no screen glare. Like, are you kidding me? Do you know how great that is and how amazing it is to have no screen glare on your monitor? Now, if you want to cop one for yourself, go check out the link in my description below. Also, thank you so much to BenQ. Now, for the great reveal, drum roll please. Yeah, this is it. Alright, in all honesty though, I think it's pretty good. I think I did a really good job. I mean, look at all those bevels and those extrusions and everything. All those different angles and edges that I decided to put together. Isn't this epic? Just so. So after making this thing, I imported it into Unity, slapped on my already made code, and added some collision boxes. Now I already had all the code sorted out, so all I needed to do was hook up some animations and add some sounds that I found online. Because when I tried to record my own, it didn't work. It just sounded like a serial killer scraping two knives together. But anyways, bada beam bada boom, now we have this. But I'm not gonna lie, it looks terrible, so I think we need to do some things to make it look better. Okay then, so to make this look better, I added the visual effects graph package and followed some of Gabriel Aguiar's tutorials.
Gabriel Aguiar prod.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it. With that, I made this cool effect for the sword, and I made it light up green, so it has this cool emission sort of thing. And to make it look better, I added a trail to the weapon. Now here we have the first horseman of today's video, this awesome, cool, chonky sword that you can slash chop. Yeah. Well, technically it's also the second horseman because of the chop thing, so I guess we have 2 horsemen already done. Right, so back in episode 2, I added some abilities to the player, but later on I scrapped them because they were shite. They didn't feel good and they looked awful. So this week I decided to start implementing the first ability. So I really like the projectile shooty ability in League of Legends, where a character called Ezreal can shoot a projectile with his Q. And I wanted to implement a similar ability into my game. This is because you're mostly going to be using your basic melee attacks, but it would be cool if you have a ranged option available for those trickier moments, where for example you're on top of a roof and you shoot an enemy on another building. So I began by creating a new prefab. I basically just created a sphere and added some trails. Oh, and particles. Now, it looks pretty bad, but I will get back to it later. I started by creating a simple mechanic for this prefab, where it would travel and after a certain time explode. But that got changed real quick. I soon realised that I needed a way for this ball to go from the player's hand to the crosshair on the screen. By the way, the crosshair doesn't exist yet, but you get the idea. So first I set up some animations for the player and the new attacking state. This basically just plays an animation whenever you press a button. And also it doesn't allow the player to go into other states at this time. I then made it that the prefab or the sphere projectile thingy gets created and shoots forward. But I needed a way to determine whereabouts the player is facing, so I added a simple crosshair to indicate where the player is currently looking. With that, I now needed to shoot the projectile towards the crosshair, and here is where RAYCASTS come in handy. Also, just an FYI, I love RAYCASTS. Like, I genuinely really love them, and I think they're an awesome feature. And also, if you don't like RAYCASTS, you're getting slapped. So, hit the like and like RAYCASTS. Now, this system seemed straightforward enough, but I'm not gonna lie, it took 40 minutes to do. It took this long because this game is in third person and not in first person, so RAYCASTS works similar, but there is a few different things you've got to do and stuff, and I've only really worked with RAYCASTS in first person. And also, like, I'm dumb, so yeah. Anyways, here is the mess of the script that you can look at. Probably not useful, but here it is anyway. Now, if you don't know how RAYCASTS work, it's pretty simple. It's basically just a line that gets created between one point and another point. Now, this is typically from somewhere in the middle of the camera to where you're facing or the crosshair or something. In my case, it was from the top of the player's head to where you are currently facing. Now the bullet shoots towards your crosshair. Oh, I forgot to mention, I had to make a little thing in the bullet prefab code where it goes towards the crosshair, but that was pretty simple. Anyway, everything looks fine, apart from the fact that the animation still only faces one way. So if you shoot backwards, the animation of the shooting will point forwards. So even though the bullet goes towards where you're facing, the animation doesn't turn or anything. So I basically made a little function that I call whenever I want, and it basically just rotates the player to where you're facing. Now currently it's only being called whenever you attacked, so whether that is shooting or whether that is basic attacks, your player will automatically turn. Here, have a look at this. This is what it looks like. Pretty cool, right? You basically just turn to where you're facing. It was actually really simple. I basically just changed the player's rotation to the camera's rotation. Really simple. So with the main mechanic implemented, it's time to get some nice effects. Now this took some time, and in all honesty, I'm not too good at making visual effects in Unity. However, once again,
Gabriel Aguiar Prod
helped me out with his tutorials. I learned that you can use different meshes from Blender. Now I have already used meshes as particle systems before, but not specifically ones made by me. I basically imported them into Unity and had particles go into them. I also created different layers of particles to have different layered effects. With that, I also exported the UV edits from Blender into Photoshop, and I started to draw on them and make some little cool shading and stuff, and it basically made it look a lot nicer in game. Now if you guys are interested in how to do this, go ahead and check out the tutorials by Gabriel down below. I'll leave his link to his channel because it's pretty awesome. With that, I did spend quite a lot of time just playing around, trying to get used to things and trying to sort of learn how to do this. And because I spent so long on this, I've actually learned quite a lot, and I'm really happy with the progress that I have made in my VFX sort of journey. Anyways, I made this little projectile and I think it's really pretty and it looks really cool and it's pretty, okay? It is very pretty. I also made an explosion particle that gets created when the particle hits anything, or like I guess when the projectile hits anything, and it's pretty cool as well. I think it fits and it's really nice. Once again, it's nice. I think I might change some of the particles here and there, but I still think it's pretty and it's cool. Anyways, I also made a little particle like a muzzle effect that will basically spawn at the hand of the player whenever the player shoots the projectile. This adds to the game feel of the game and makes it feel a little bit more realistic and cool. And it also just makes it look nice in all honesty. Anyway, with those particles all done, I basically went ahead and created them whenever they needed to be created, which was pretty simple, just on collision and at the start. And all these particles tied to this whole projectile nicely. Anyway guys, this is the final effect of the projectile ability. I'm really happy with how I ended up making it look, and I'm really excited to carry on making more abilities and things in this game. Hopefully next week I can get some more work done, but once again this week was quite busy for me. By the end of next week I probably want to get all the kind of main mechanics of the player finished so we can move on to the enemies and other things as such. Anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, basically comment down below if you have any suggestions. Also, you will leave a like if you're a chonk and if you're a RAYCASTS lover, so go ahead and do that. Also, don't forget to check out Gabriel because he really helped me out with his tutorials. Either way guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all guys. Have a nice day, night, or afternoon. Bye! Also, thank you to my Patreons, Noob, Nicole Dance, and Jan. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon, it really helps me out.